The Music is Life podcast has our own merch now over on tpublic.com. Click the link below in the video description. Looking for some new threads? We got t-shirts, long sleeves, hoodies, crew neck sweatshirts, tank tops, baseball tees, and also clothes for kids and onesies for your little infant metalheads. Don't want clothes but love the Java? We got you covered with coffee mugs and travel mugs. Need protection for your electronics? We've also got phone and laptop cases. We've got everything you're looking for at the tpublic.com Music is Life podcast store. Use my link below for fast service. Thanks for your support. TerraNut is proud to offer you a natural nut bar chock full of healthy fats, minerals, and protein that meet your demands. Go to their website, www.terranut.com. You can order from them directly and they will ship it to you. Use my coupon code LOUMAVS and you will get a 25% discount on your first order. TerraNut Superfood Snacks, www.terranut.com. Don't forget to use coupon code LOUMAVS at checkout. Fuel your life.
We are ready and waiting for you now. If it's a fight that you dare see, we've acquired our strength through pain. No more are we pathetic anyway. You are the reason why we claim that we've all become this way. And I regret this prison that I created for myself.
We'll each ask one more question, and we actually have a list of questions, well, 5 of them, from the Def Leppard diehard fans Facebook group who were so excited that you were coming on, and I told them, you guys aren't excited as I am. This is really, this has been a treat just to hear someone else's perspective of what growing up in the city was like. You've brought a lot of joy to both Denise and me. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys to me as well. Thank you.
Very cool.
So for anyone interested in pursuing the career paths that you, and these seems to be a lot of career paths that you've taken, you've been
from Brooklyn, you got to do it all. You got to pay rent.
Pay your dues, pay your rent.
Yeah. So we'll say such as, theater or specifically, photography. So what advice would you have for them?
First and foremost, don't take it personal. If you bring your personal feelings and emotions into this industry, not only will you not progress, you probably won't be able to do the things that satisfy you in your personal life, because the thread of organization, positive thinking, and knowing that you're only as good as your attitude, not your job, not the person near you. You're only as good as your attitude. And a great attitude and a little bit of skill will get you a long way. A great attitude with a perfected skill is the moon. Mm. You can't compare yourself to others because you have your own DNA. And I always tell people, when you want to do something and someone else is doing it, so what? If they were doing it before you, learn. Never want to be the smartest person in the room. Always be a person who can learn from something. Have a great attitude about learning. And the other thing that I will say is treat people well. Do not get involved in drama in the workplace. Try to keep it out of your personal life as well, because it stays with you. People won't hire you if you bring drama. People won't hire you if you attract drama. All they want to see is that you can do the job and work well under stress. If you want to be great, stress will be a part of the job. That's the challenge. You can't climb Mount Everest and smile all the way up, but you can climb. So if you want to get into any of the job practices that I've done, if you want to get into theater, which is, of course, Perfection 101, if you want to get into photography, which is Steady Hand 101, if you want to get into any of that stuff, have a great attitude inside you and present it with a great attitude. And, you have to also be willing to work with others. These are not industries where you come in and you're the boss. I will tell you that 98% of the time, The failure that I've seen from people in this industry are because they want to know everything and won't take advice from anyone. It doesn't really work that way. If I'm a costume designer, that means that I'm the boss of my department, but I have a team. My team doesn't want to work with an asshole. I've worked with assholes, but I've been able to work with them because I'm a team player. Be a team player no matter what your position, and it will work out for you because someone is always watching. I handed my resume when I got out of school. I handed it in once to get a job. I never used it again, and I worked nonstop. Nonstop. There was a running joke when I walked in the theater for a job. The director would always say, "How many shows you working on?" Because it was always a lot, you know?
Right.
But that's because people see, I love what I do. I love challenge. I accept the challenge. Challenges make you grow. If you can't break through the ice, you don't get through. So those are that's the type of advice that I have for people. It's all here. The skill thing, to be honest with you, I wouldn't have gotten to the door of any of those places if I didn't have the skill. So that's all right. Okay, we get that. That's like a model. You go, okay, you're pretty. That's why you're here. We get it. But what can you do? What can you show me? You know, what's your next step? So have the basic skill to get you in the door. You know, don't fake it. Don't lie. Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie. Don't lie on your resume. Don't lie on yourself. Don't lie on your skill. If you can't do it, it's okay. Learn how to do it if it's pertinent for the job. All of that matters. Smile a lot. Listen more. Don't talk so much if someone's giving you direction. If you are the boss, listen, take it in, and then show that you listened and execute it. Execution. That's it. You know, and when you get one job, start thinking about how this job is going to help you get the next one. You're already putting yourself on a level of challenge for excellence to go above. You can't do the same job the same way every time you get a job. You're going to stay plateaued. You know, that's it. I don't. If someone works with me, I don't really tolerate less than. You have to work as hard as I do, and I work hard. So a lot of people will say, "Oh, Helen, I'd love to be your assistant." I'd be like, "No, you won't."
This is why I use this platform. I mean, if you notice, I never try to cut off anyone while they're speaking. I always give the guest the opportunity to say everything that they have to say and, you know, get it out. And when I say that Denise is my partner, I say that she's my partner because to me, like, these episodes only work as well as they do because of the respect and love and friendship that we have. And again, you know, we try to showcase that same love and respect for our guests because, you know, the title itself is Music is Life, but you know, the hashtag that I put for the show is always all art is valid. And everyone has a story. And I think especially in this era where people love to talk over each other and people like to be the loudest voice or the squeakiest wheel. It's like, no, just listen to what the person has to say. You just might learn something, you know? And I have to admit, you've done nothing but just provide sage wisdom and advice.
Oh my
And
goodness.
such a
I can listen to you for hours. I'm just like,
thank you.
okay, say more.
D, you realize between her and Lorelai, there's no coming back for the show. It's all downhill from here. Like, I mean,
I know.
great.
Seriously, like,
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final episode. Okay, it's not getting any better. Panic! Panic!
True.
The last question that we'll ask is, if people want to find out more about your photography or your work, where can they find you? And will you have any art exhibits in the near future? Also, if you could explain what your mantra "See Life" means, and also talk a little bit about Black Girls Rock, because I think that's an annual thing that you're doing. So please plug. Go ahead.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. So my website is under construction because I'm doing it and I'm busy right now. So you could go on the website and you could send me an email. But you can go on my Instagram. Right now I'm pretty much just keeping it active and kind of spicy on it, keep people's interest and stuff. So Instagram is a blessing, because what I've actually been doing, I have two. The first one is at Helen Collen Photos. And that initially was for photography. And then I had Jackson, and then he took over. So it's still very I call it professional, personal, so you can go on there and it's still, feel good type of thing. But if you want to see my work, go to @thework67. I get creative and I just post videos, motion graphics, my photography. But that's what, if you want to go and say, let me see what she does, or if she does this thing, that's where you go, @thework67. You check me out. I've got some augmented reality stuff there. So like if you're on your computer, there's this app you download. It's called Artivive, and it's ARTIVIVE, and like art is survive, but I guess they took it all and put Artivive together. You download the app, it opens up like a camera. If you open that and point it at a couple of pictures on my Instagram, you'll see it come to life. There's video behind that stuff. So I put videos together. So I do all of that stuff. So that's where you find me.
Very cool.
See life means what it says. I like the take on the kind of like see life, CEA. So I took SEA, so SEE. But that's what it means. It's a couple of things. I wear glasses, so I see life. I am aware, I'm present, I'm in the moment. I document that moment to share with you how I see it. I see life, I'm sharing life. That's what that means. See it with me. Share it with me. That's what that means, and it's an invitation. And then Black Girls Rock. So that's my homegirl, Beverly Bond. She's a founder, CEO, mastermind, amazing homegirl from the club scene. Bev is from Brooklyn. So Black Girls Rock is her baby. 2004, I think the inception was. 2006, she did the first Black Girls Rock Awards. Bev and I have been friends. We reconnected during that time and just kind of stuck to each other like glue since then. She, has been amazing because she makes me a part of her process, and I enjoy being a part of it. But, she celebrates Black women all around the world to make sure that they get celebrated by someone. So she's just turned this thing into a beautiful sea life monster. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just, every year she had the Black Girls Rock Awards, and she just recently she was on BET. She recently just left BET, so right now she's looking for a new home for the awards, and she's just constantly working on just pushing. Like she has STEM programs for young Black girls.
Wonderful.
She has Black Girls Rock Africa. I'm about to talk to her about some other ideas, that I had, which I think were dope. But that's Beverly, and so she's constantly always working to make that happen. I have a nonprofit with my friend Diane called Beat Stage 3. Diane is my homegirl from church back in the day. We've known each other since we were 3. Both get in trouble together, and he 7 years ago was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer, and as an artist, I was like, what do I do? So together we sat down, and I was like, you know what? A great author once said, when you're going to write what you know. That's how you write the best stuff. That's why when you read Stephen King and he's always in Derry, Maine or Bangor, Maine, he knows those areas. That's why he can tell you what's under the drain and, and what that bridge looks like where the red balloon goes up, because he knows that area, he sees it. And so we did what we know. Diane is an amazing advocate for understanding what happened to her body and now letting people know. And so she's an American Cancer Society ambassador. And so she talks with them about ways to talk to people in communities of color about screening privileges and what we need to do for ourselves and know our body. With her, I do what I know. I'm an artist. And so we put together a program that focuses on makeovers for women who are undergoing chemotherapy and the ravages that it does with that it has on the body. So we're putting together this amazing makeover program called Fresh Start. We got with Thrive Cosmetics, which is everything free makeup company, and
Wearing their mascara.
oh, there you go. So focusing on, making women feel, beautiful from the inside out, because with cancer, they'll always talk about going through chemo, and you always see the women in the circles and stuff, but they never talk about their comeback. And with, women, it's very important, no matter how many times people tell you you're beautiful, but you want to feel that way. You want to look in the mirror. You want to see that, you're not forgotten just because you go to chemo. And if you lose your hair, there are beautiful opportunities for you to express yourself as this new person. You're in this cocoon, the cocoon of chemotherapy, and then you come out and you're cancer free, you're chemo free, or you're beginning that journey towards it, and you want to be celebrated. And you start with yourself. And so that's what we focus on. And so I brought the artistry, and she brought the knowledge of understanding the disease, and Beat Stage 3 is what we have together. So you can find us at beatstage3.org on Instagram, or you can go to beatstage3.org or .com on the internet. That's us. That's what we do.
That's amazing. Yeah. That really is amazing.
Actually, Denise does another podcast and a charity as well, the Abg Foundation.
Wow.
Giving
ABG
services
fund,
for cancer patients.
Oh wow, we should get together. We should talk.
Okay,
All
definitely.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see what we can, mix up.
Okay.
All right, please, anything we could do to help promote your charity, aside from just putting it in the description, let us know.
Thank you.
We're there for you. So.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right.
That's good.
So now I have 5 questions from the Def Leppard diehard fans page, led by the great Karen Fairchild Meyer. And
hi, Karen. Yeah, I know Karen. I know Karen. Awesome.
Cool. And again, shout out to Lorelei Shellis for setting us up. Again, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
You're both wonderful.
That's cool. Thank you.
So I'm going to apologize in advance and say these are pretty Phil-centric questions.
No, you know what? It's totally cool. And I'll throw this in there. When I first married Phil, one of the fans hit me up, and they had Steve questions. And so what I ended up doing was, instead of, I knew people always ask kind of like the same questions. I put together a 4-part series that can be found on YouTube, and it's called All About Steve. And
yes, I saw it. I loved it.
I filmed Phil and asked him, they sent the questions in, and we broke it up and had Phil actually answer the questions. I love this stuff because I always tell people, I'm a Jackson 5 fan, I'm a Michael Jackson fan. The reason why I love All Access worked for me in working with the fans is because I know what it means to be a fan.
Hi, I'm Phil Collen. I'm actually going to answer some questions about Steve Clark.
So, when people, they treat him kind of differently and look down on whatever. No, because everybody's a fan of something. And for people to actually, revere and care for something that much, where they can take time out of their own life and input some energy into yours, positive energy. I mean, that's wonderful. And then like these fans, like you said, Karen Fairchild. So I think Karen did I Love All Access, but when you say these names, like I know the names just come up, and through the years now, it's been 11 years at this point, these people are like extended family because they are fans and they're there. So, and they're so kind to me and they're so cool. If they pop up in my feed, if someone said something negative, I didn't even say anything. They eat them up. And I'm just like, oh, that's awesome. They just, they're wonderful. They really are. So, tell Karen I said, big up.
Definitely. And by the way, Steve Clark is one of the reasons why I picked up playing the guitar.
Oh, wow.
Phil is the reason why I play a Jackson guitar.
That's amazing.
So,
wow.
Although I'm kind of upset because mine doesn't have the sustainer like his does, but
no. That's okay. That's okay. It's when Phil and I, before we got married, I remember we were in Pittsburgh and we were walking over this bridge, and we were getting to know each other. And he said to me, you remind me so much of my best friend. And I didn't know anything about Steve at all. And he said, he kept telling me, he was like, you're just like him. You remind me of him. And I was like, who? And he starts telling me about Steve. And I was like, I guess he was a cool guy, and then he tells me about what happened to him and stuff. And I was like, oh, but then as the, months went by and I began to get the history of Steve, I was like, wow, this is so special that, he told me that I remind him of this guy. Other things too, where he'll be like, let's go. And he's like, I'm still running to go get something else. He's like, Steve always did that too. And I'd be like, I'm sorry. you know. So it's very special that the memory is kept alive by so many people because in our house now it's Uncle Steve, so
Aw.
I don't let Jackson not know who that is. Like he knows, that there's a picture. We have this huge picture of Steve, and yeah, that's Uncle Steve. It's
Oh,
a
that's so
beautiful thing,
sweet.
actually. Yeah, the memory lives on. As people live as long as you allow them to.
Well, as long as we draw breath, we will always speak of our love and praise for the band. And
That's right.
by the way, I'm happy to say me and a couple of friends of mine just completed our cover of the song.
We're not going to tell you what it is. It's a secret.
And I can't wait to show, the world what it sounds and looks like. But you'll just have to wait. Anyways.
All right. Okay.
All right. So, there is one question I got to ask just for my sake.
Okay.
I can't believe Phil ate the Butchalokia ghost pepper.
He did. He did. He's a gangster like that.
Did you try
he had
it?
the hiccup. No, that's not my thing. It's not my thing.
Because I love ghost pepper. But from what I
Yeah,
heard, this is hotter than your normal ghost pepper.
Oh, he was hiccuping like when he eats really hot stuff, he gets the hiccups. It was crazy.
I get the hiccups too when I have too much.
Yeah, more power to him. I'll film him though. I'll film him.
All right. So here we go with the question.
I'm with you. I ain't eating it either.
Yeah.
Now, Denise, I remember one time because we both used to work together at MTV, and remember Justin Dorsa had like that Mad Dog 357 hot sauce. Yeah, I put just a little on my chicken, and I was like, yeah.
You don't eat or drink anything with the name Mad Dog.
I was thinking, how bad could it be? It's bad, people. It's bad.
Yeah.
Dave Koenig. I think that's how you pronounce it, right, Denise?
Koenig.
Thank you.
Dave, yeah. Koenig.
Wow, there you go. Helen just shouted your name out.
The names are familiar because I'm familiar with the fans. So yeah, the name. I'm familiar.
He wants to know what is Phil's favorite food, and you could say your favorite food too.
Ghost pepper.
No, we'll answer it for Phil. It's cool. Phil's favorite food. Okay, we're both foodies. I'll say that. We eat more than people think.
Are you vegan as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I went vegan. This will be my year 7, something like that.
Oh wow.
So year 7. Yeah, Phil's a year 8 though. I went a year after him because I love cheese.
If I gave up meat, it would break my mom's heart. She's a Greek immigrant, and you don't have anything but lamb on Easter Sunday.
You don't eat no meat? What do you mean you don't eat no meat? Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I make lamb.
Oh yeah. You're having the gyros for sure, right?
I just had one tonight.
There you go, right? New York. Let's see. Phil's favorite food at this particular point in time. Let's do present. Let's be in the moment. Right now, he makes his own acai bowls, and he's devouring them. He's like, I could eat these all day. So he's acai bowls. He does his acai bowls. He mixes a little bit of spinach in the mix with a little bit of protein powder, but he'll do the acai, frozen mango, frozen strawberry, lots of banana, some granola. He throws some peanut butter on there, and he has a bowl like this big. He's good to go. He sits on the couch. He's about to knock it out. Jackson comes over like banana, and then he ends up shuffling it down Jackson's throat. Acai bowls.
All right. Same for you, acai bowls?
No, my favorite food right now. My favorite food. See, I shift. It depends. My favorite food right now is probably
Nathan's chili dog. No, just kidding.
I know, right? It depends because I just love. It depends on the moment. What I'm feeling. It just because it can be a soup that's really good. It can be a dope salad. It might be spicy chili sweet Doritos. It depends.
Respect on the Doritos. Love that. Kristen Catherine asks, what's Phil's favorite song to play live, and what is your favorite song?
Okay, Phil's favorite song. Hold on a second. Baby!
Oh, no.
What's your favorite song to play live? Sorry, that was real ghetto, but I had to do that. What's your favorite song to play live? I don't know. It depends. It depends on the.
It's good playing some
Animal.
No, I think it's good playing stuff that we haven't done for a while. Like new songs are great fun.
New songs are great fun.
Dangerous is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Juice.
Dangerous is one of his favorites. Dangerous is one of Lou's favorites.
It's cool.
Dangerous is cool.
He is welcome to come on if he wants to make a cameo.
Yeah, he has diaper bags in his hand. He need a shave.
He's got a killer beard.
Oh yeah, the beard. They like the beard.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. Yes, the inner fanboy in me is freaking out. And if you were in my shoes, you would too. Okay, so that's as much of a Phil cameo as you're going to get, people. You're going to hear his voice. That's okay. We're here for Helen.
Yeah, so my favorite song, you know what? That's like when you're a music connoisseur, because I love all types of music. I can't really choose a favorite song because that means that. I'm
sorry, I meant Def Leppard centric.
My favorite Def Leppard song. What? Oh, look.
He brought me the lemon. He wanted that open lemon. He drank it. He went.
That's what he gets. Jackson opened up I have these baby lemon juice bottles. He opened up one.
Oh no.
My favorite Def Leppard song is you know what? I'm gonna say this. I can't say because you haven't heard it yet.
Oh. That's an exclusive. That's an exclusive statement.
I mean, there's stuff that goes on in this house that I'll probably get shot in the eyeball if I say I can't even.
Okay, well, let's not get you in trouble.
Just want to say Delta Deep's a great group too. His other group, Delta Deep, is a great group
Delta Deep. Oh, absolutely. So Delta Deep is my godmother, Debbie Blackwell Cook, Phil, Robert DeLeo.
Of the Stone Temple Pilots, yeah.
And Craig Martini has been filling in for him, Greg has been amazing. Craig is Paul Rogers, bass player, and Horace Robinson, amazing drummer. Yeah, so the four of them. But Phil, Debbie, and I wrote the songs for Delta
Great
Deep.
stuff. Barbara White Cummings asks, does Phil play board games? And if so, what's his favorite?
You know what? He didn't. Because he'd be like, oh, I don't have the patience, and I don't do that, because when I moved in, I came in with my silver anniversary Monopoly game and Uno cards, and he's like, he doesn't do that stuff. But since we've had Jackson, you might find him sitting down, with maybe Connect 4. Maybe Candyland. We got that, which is really cute. And you got to put the buttons on it, so it's like little stuff for the baby or whatever. But personally, like board games, that's not really his thing. Phil is more like he spends his free time either writing, because he's been doing some amazing sci-fi writing, and playing guitar, or catching up on some really great episodics. We're TV show buffs and movie buffs. We go down the rabbit hole together. Like it was to the point where before he started like really, really traveling, going on tour, like we wouldn't even watch a show without each other. That thing where you're like, you cheated, you watch without. So now, but then, after Jackson and stuff, the time got all crazy. So now he'll watch something and, like he just finished watching Squid Game. I started before him, but now he comes in and he's like, oh my God, you got a seat. And I'm like, are you really going to sit here and talk to me about?
I need to watch this show. I've been hearing nothing but good things about it.
I'm on episode 2 and a third. Like I need him to, so he finished it. So he keeps going, you really have to watch Squid Game. So I'm like,
I'm lucky I got to finally finish season 2 of Mandalorian after it had premiered. So
yeah, that was good. And WandaVision was great too.
I've yet to see that, but I don't know. I'm kind of like fizzled out on the Marvel stuff, but Mandalorian brought my interest back in Star Wars again. So
WandaVision is good too. You go, oh, that's what that means. Okay.
No, I'll check it out. By the way, big Doctor Who fan. So
oh, nice. Okay, we've got the teleporter. What is it? The
TARDIS. Yeah, the cookie.
Yeah.
It's downstairs on the mantle.
Denise got me the TARDIS cookie jar. She gave me a TARDIS cookie jar for Christmas one year. So I still have it.
I hope so.
Right.
Well, it didn't break. I just got to keep it away from Anna. We don't need that. Jennifer Nelson Oliver Fletcher.
All right.
It's like 4 British first names in a row. That's crazy. That's a cool name.
Yeah.
She asks, Is Phil handy around the house? You can plead the fifth if you have to.
You know what? Yeah, he is. He is. And you know what? He's really more independent than people think. He doesn't really like people doing stuff for him. You know, he goes on tour and everything gets done, but you know, at home, even right down to if something needs to get fixed, he'll be like, "Oh, you know, I'll fix it." I just take more care in what it is that needs to get done because I don't want him like, you know, screwing his hand with a screwdriver or doing anything crazy. So I'll probably just I keep a lookout on if he's like, oh, I'm going to fix something or do something because I'm actually, and I'm not bragging or whatever, but it's only because of the profession that I had, you know, because you work with your hands. I'm handier, you know, so like electronics and stuff like that, I can fix, you know, stuff. And because he's colorblind, you know, so it can get a
Is
little
he? I
long.
never knew that.
Yeah, he's colorblind. He worked at a wire factory, a wire alarm factory, like doing wires when he was like a teenager. But he's colorblind, so he's totally screwing that up, I guess. A lot of product went out just wrong. You know, red wire with the green wire. He's like, "There's a green wire," you know. But yeah, no, around the house he is very handy. But you know, particularly with Jackson, you know, he's great, and he loves him so much, and he, you know, will take him out, you know, play with him and stuff. I really like doing the heavy lifting around the house, you know, like fixing stuff and putting stuff together, and you know, that's my thing. I'm like, I'm not really dainty.
Very cool.
I got a
And
lumberjack shit in there somewhere. Bring it on.
and the last question, Wendy Roverstein asks, was it difficult to get along with Phil during the pandemic since he's never around that long? That's a horrible question.
It's a brilliant question. And you know, we said to each other not too long ago, that was the most time we ever spent together. And initially, it was kind of because you know I'm home, so and you know with the baby, I've got my way of doing stuff, and I am slight OCD brain, but it's only because I feel the preparation thing, yeah, from wardrobe just carries all the way through. Because if you prep something, it saves you time in the long run. So I got post-its around telling me where stuff goes, and so there's a place for everything and everything in its place. Now our house isn't like crazy tidy or whatever because we have a toddler, but I'm able to clean up in like 5 minutes because I know where everything goes because it can be all in the middle of the floor, but I'll put it exactly where it goes. Phil, on the other hand, in the beginning, he just, you know, he's home. And so I guess it was that thing where it was just like, oh, can you just pick it up? And so that just kind of, and with me, I think with him, he was just kind of like, you could leave it there, you know. So we were kind of this way a little bit. But then the beautiful thing happens is it mellowed out because it's you go, okay. And I'm methodical. So I do the same thing over and over and over again. It's just a matter of keeping up and eventually going, you know what, she's gonna do this. So let me just and then that's what he did. Like one time I came in the closet, it was so cute. He was like folding his t-shirt wrong, but folding it, shoving it back in the thing, but it wasn't on the floor. And I was like, oh, that is so awesome, you know. And you know, or like putting something back where I have the actual post-it and that's where it goes, you know. And then like with him, knowing what he doesn't want touched. And so I'd be like, I'd leave it, you know, and then we found this thing. And then before you know it, we were just like, because you can feel that bug that gets you when you're like, ooh, that scene in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and it's Brad Pitt, and it's the very beginning, and they're talking to the therapist. And the therapist asks him a question about his wife or something, and he just goes, you know, just with the hands.
Remember that.
And I was like, that's kind of where
And we're married, we get it.
you know, only married people get that part. But you know, then it faded away, and we were laughing. And I always tell Phil, he's so funny. Like, but he makes me laugh unexpectedly from the belly. Like he'll just say something. I'm like, oh, this guy right now, I can't. So we had a lot of laughter going on. Even today, he had me. He said something. We went to the beach with the baby and walking along the pier, and he just said something. And I had to stop and just catch my breath because I was like, dude, you are really too funny right now. I can't even, I can't breathe. And then he's like the guy who says the funny thing and you're in class, but you're dying and getting in trouble. And he's sitting behind you like, I don't need
He's
to
all,
problem.
what?
Yeah, he's that guy.
Yeah.
I never met this person in my whole life. Yeah, no.
Does that to me all the time, but I make him bellyache too. So it's all good. But yeah, so we initially were like trying to find this thing. And then, we did. And luckily we found it, within a month or so, maybe two, and then it's just been home sweet home ever since, to the point then when he does have to go, he's like, oh, I'll be right back.
Aw.
I'm like, yeah, okay, that's what's up, and it's cool. It's like living with your really cool friend, because everybody goes, oh, I love my wife, I love my husband. Yeah, but do you like each other? That's
Right. Right.
So
That's the important thing. Yeah.
I build my relationship based on, we can love each other, but if we don't like each other, then it's not going to work,
Mhm.
But if we love each other and we like each other, I'd rather like you more. You know what I mean? Because if I like you, then we're going to have fun together,
Yeah.
and we give each other space, we're blessed. The house is big enough to, where he'll be like, are you coming downstairs today? And I'm like, I'm working, but, we are able to give each other the space, and then he'll come up and say, oh, you want to go to the beach or you want to go get a coffee? It's cute. It's very cute. Yeah. So we enjoy each other. So to answer her question, yes to all of the above. It was, it was not so great. It was okay. Now it's fabulous. Thank you.
Well,
COVID.
I think I speak for Denise and myself when I say you're fabulous. And
My gosh, you're amazing.
we
Absolutely.
had a real blast having you on the show. I have to admit, when I asked you to be a guest, I was like, what's the likeliness of me getting a response? No, within 12 hours you responded, and I was like, oh my God, she said yes. And again, I do have to admit, I've been a Def Leppard fan since I was 3. I'm turning 41 next week.
Oh,
But thank you. But as much as I'm a fan of theirs, from seeing your work, I'm a fan of yours too.
Thank you.
I was just going to say that too.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You've got two diehard fans right here.
Oh, that is amazing. Thank you so much. And of course I would answer, he's in the rock band, not me. I can't play guitar. That doesn't pass on,
Well, we just hope that you feel that you were treated respectfully. And
oh, this was so cool. Yeah, man. I mean, first of all, let me say this, I know there, can be a stigma that gets wrapped around people connected with this image or, those guys or the rock band world, whatever it is, whatever. But that never really ever affected me, occurred to me. I'm from Brooklyn. My grandmother raised me. I understand people and I hope people understand me. And like I said, I get down with people who get down with me. You don't get down with me, I give you your space because I don't want you to waste a Christmas card. So my world, and I don't have a problem with that. My world is very easy. It's very easy. And so, I just, show love. When I get with my girlfriends, they come over here, laughter, cracking up, cracking jokes. We crack on people, we crack on ourselves. We can, we keep it real. We don't have any of the stuff that, and I know, I don't know, people get connected to this type of world and all of a sudden you would think they were in the band. You'd be like, girl, you can't play guitar, go sit down somewhere. It's very, it's very weird to, live vicariously through someone else's accomplishments. I'm very proud of my husband for his accomplishments and I never try to take credit for them. I support him in those accomplishments, but I appreciate that he supports me in mine as well. And my accomplishments are now turning into legacy I need to leave for my son, because I need my son to be that proud of it as well, to establish, create, and continue his own. And so that's where I'm at. But I also need my son to see me, and be like, my mom was cool. My mom was cool. And when people talk to him about his mom, I need them to say that to him as well. Because that's the worst. People can always give you whatever face they want to give you. But ultimately, if it's not true, someone's going to let them know. Be like, well, your mom said this, and be like, yeah, but what her friends say, or oh, she didn't have any friends. Oh, well, you know what I mean. So it all varies. And I always tell people who meet me, you can meet anybody that I know without me being in the room. The same thread runs through every single person that's cool with me. I could get there 18 hours late. You would have the time of your life as if I was in the room, because it's the same thread. I meet the same person in a different body. They all have the same mode of thinking, the same vibe, the same respect, the same understanding, the same ability, the same want to do itness. It's all, like if you were talking to me, or if you were talking to my homegirl, you'd be like, this is fly. You know what I mean? Because that's really what it's about. There's no room for anything else. And so when I say to you, of course I responded. My whole thing was, I'm sorry it took that long, because on Instagram, when I go on a thing, I just be like, who is it? Well, how many? Well, okay, let me read one. You know what I mean? Like when I get a chance, I'm sure now I go in there, I'll be like, oh, I want to be like, oh, I was going to answer, But
Well, you don't owe me an apology, please. It's not a big deal. The fact that we're here right now together is freaking awesome. And, I had a blast.
Thank
And
you.
Denise,
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like I said before, I could just sit here and listen to you,
That's
just
what's
talk
up.
and talking, like
I got
just
stories, girl.
wisdom and your experiences, and oh my gosh, like
I mean, really, between her and Lorelai, it's like master storytellers. I mean, come
I
on.
know.
Life is crazy. It delivers these stories, but once again, be in the moment, be present, appreciate them. That's how you remember them. When you don't care, you don't remember.
Well, I ain't gonna forget this, so thank you.
I always tell people, and it depends. I go, okay, my memory card space is running full, so make it worth it. Make it worth it. The memory card is getting full, I go
Very
put on a
cool.
storage drive somewhere, Denise, I'll hit you up as well, and we can talk about, your nonprofit, and I'll tell you about Beat Stage 3, and we're still, maneuvering and trying to, figure it out. Diane right now, she just finished 2 seminars with American Cancer Society, speaking to them about how they can more positively lobby for people of color regarding cancer screening centers in underprivileged neighborhoods in Washington. So she had a really, really wonderful meeting with them. So she's doing stuff like that. And then we're just trying to work out, the artsy part of it, because COVID puts a damper in it, because, how do you get to people? So right now we're working on these gift baskets that we're going to send out for chemotherapy patients. So I could talk to you about that. And if there's something you want to put in the basket to represent your organization, or, so we're doing that. But I'll talk.
A Long Island Ducks hat.
No doubt.
What? It's our county softball, minor league baseball team. We have love for them.
There's some diehard Ducks fans. Let me tell you.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to a Ducks game than a Yankee game or a Met game, because they don't cost that much.
Right. Well, that is true. Indeed.
If you want to find out more about the Music is Live podcast, check us out over at musicisLivepodcast.com. Also, don't forget to check out our parent network, Rat Style Review, over at ratstylereview.com, and check out some of the other shows that we have. Dee, any last words that you'd like to say?
Just I've learned from this podcast, just see life, live in the moment, and right in your brain right there. Yeah, just amazing.
Well, it's a gift. That's why it's called the present.
I love that statement.
That's great.
Right.
That's like, it doesn't even need to be like, metal to be cool. That's just a cool statement. I mean, I love it.
Well, I get these motivational daily quotes, and so that was on my phone today. So I just passed it on. So that's something I'm passing on. It's not mine. I got some, but that's not mine.
See life. That's good enough for me. And thank God you didn't go the Gary V route and start like dropping F-bombs every other word.
No.
Although I love Gary V, but
no. That's for the homegirls with the baby now home. It's so funny. My godmother was going to get this T-shirt, and it says, "Jesus knows I cuss a little."
I saw a shirt that I've been trying to get but I couldn't find it again. That's saying I'm a Christian and I cuss. Yeah.
I wanted to get a T-shirt that said "Y'all mother effers need Jesus."
That's great.
Love that. Helen Collen, Denise and I can't thank you enough for being on the show. All the best to you, your work, your family, Phil, Def Leppard, your beautiful son, Jackson. God bless you guys. Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you again, and maybe we'll do it again sometime after something happens.
We'd love to have you on. Now, remember, everybody, all art is valid.